And my name is Johan Lindfors. I work as a technology evangelist manager at Microsoft, which means I'm trying to get Swedish developers and IT pros to be interested and adopt the Microsoft technology stack, like products and platforms and different types of frameworks. And today I also have with me Dag.
Yeah, and that's my boss. So I work as a developer evangelist, especially for application lifecycle management, how to get IT projects to go more smoothly than they often do today.
Perfect. So today we will discuss some of the security tools that .NET developers should be aware of when writing applications on the Microsoft .NET framework. This is especially targeted for the managed environment, as naturally the .NET framework aspects. We also have tools for the native code developers. We won't bring those up today, and if you have questions about those technologies and frameworks, please visit us in the booth outside here, and we'll try to answer as many questions as possible. So first, just a quick roundup here of why we're doing this presentation and why we think it's vital. And we have received a lot of interesting questions in the booth, and that is, why is Microsoft here at OWASP? Why are you even bothering discussing and talking about security, and what do you have to provide? And Microsoft have a good attraction in the latest years, or last years, when it comes to security, and especially something called the Security Development Lifecycle, which Steve Lippner will talk about tomorrow in his keynote tomorrow morning, which actually discusses the emphasis on security in the entire process of a development product, of a software. Naturally, that goes back into the design aspects and in the architecture diagrams, making threat models and such that Dag will also discuss and mention and demonstrate. But it also comes back to the development aspect, like writing code and how to actually grow your competence as a developer, and leveraging tools to make sure that all of the, would you say, the boring stuff can be automatically done for you, and you don't have to spend time on those boring issues, instead focusing on features and grow your own competence. But naturally also on the testing aspects. So what we have in Security Development Lifecycle, which is sort of the paraphrase for the entire project, is actually secure by design and secure by default. That means that all of the products that Microsoft creates that are, let's say, internet-focused and or customer or volume products, they have to go through the Security Development Lifecycle, which means that they have no afterthought in security. Security is considered a prime feature, actually, when developing products. That means that they are designed to be secure by default and secure by design, and also that features that are considered to be at risk, they are turned off, that had to be explicitly turned on, if so to say, which is sort of a different story from how it used to be when you're going back to like 10 or 15 years in Microsoft area. So that said, this is what we come from, and also you will hear a lot more of this tomorrow from Steve Lippner's keynote. But Dag, please demonstrate some of the ALM perspectives.
Yes, I just should have this mic on also. Let me see. So, take this bucket. MSF Agile SDL 5.0 using Foundation Server. As probably many of you know, is Foundation Server, our collaboration server at Microsoft, is the main server for storing all types of artifacts in an ALM process, including source control, sources, of course, source code, of course. You can see all work items, you can see reports, testing, and whatever you like. In Foundation Server, you have several different process templates. And I think a month ago, we released a new process templates where we combined the MSF Agile, it's a Scrum-like process template, and the SDL process template. And why we did that is because in the earlier version of SDL, we had some notion about that the SDL process was a rather heavy process to use, and the developer hesitated to implement them in their project and in their process, especially if they work more agile. So in this new version of SDL, we have done an agile version of We have tasks that are done just once for a project. We have tasks that is done every sprint. And we have tasks called bucket tasks. And bucket tasks are tasks that you can, as a team, choose to do when you have the time and when you see it's fit for you. So let me show now how this is implemented in Team Foundation Server. Here is Team Foundation Server, and on my left side, or right side, I don't know where here, you have the Team Foundation Server Team Explorer, where you see all the things in the Team Foundation Server. I have one project here called the Coco SDL. If I want to create a new team project, I do this way. Give it a name, a strange name. And here I have the possibility to choose which template I want to use for just this team project that I'm creating right now. And here we have the new process that's combined between the NSF Agile and the SDL 5.0. I will not do this. I will instead use this SDL that I already have here. And as you see in Team Foundation Server, you can store work items, and work items are everything from requirement to security tasks to bugs. We have the possibility to store documents, a report, builds, and source control system. Source control, of course. So let's start by work items. And here we have questions. And I will open a new node in this question tree called security questions or queries. And here I have the possibility to see my open SDL tasks. So I click on that. And because this is a new project, so I haven't done anything, but I have 4 new SDL tasks that I have to do. And as you see, they are one-time SDL tasks. I talked about 3 different SDL tasks, and this is one-time SDL tasks. If I open one of the tasks, you see here that I have the possibility to record almost everything about this SDL task. And I also have the possibility to record an exception if we don't choose to use this task, to implement this task. I have the possibility to record even that. The next thing I want to do is to start a new sprint, a new iteration in my project. So I go back to Team Explorer, go to my team project settings, areas of iterations. Here I have iterations, and I have 3 normal iterations. I will add an iteration, I will call it sprint instead. So sprint 4. And when I do this, I get new SDL tasks inside my team project. They are bound to this sprint. But it will take some time, so I will show something first and then go back to these queries and see what the task has been added. So let's talk about something else. And I will show you something in the source control that are according to the SDL. So I will open the team project again. I'll go to the source control. And here I have the possibility to add check-in policies to guard the source control. It's policies that has to be verified and controlled before they are before the code is checked in. So I can add different kind of check-in policies. And here you have example a check-in policy for code analysis. We have different policies for native C++ developers. As you see here, we have also testing policies and other type of policies. And of course, you can write your own policies to secure your source and your source control system better than other ones. We have also the possibility to have check-in nodes. And here you can add some information to every check-in or change set, as we call them in Team Foundation Server. And you can say that they should be required or optional. So go back here, try to do a refresh and see if you got any more. Okay, not more. So let's do this. Let's do the next thing. I will now create a project, the first project and solution in this Team Foundation Server project. And when I do that, I also get even more SDL tasks that are specified or specific for this type of project I will create. So I will create a new ASP.NET project. I go to my start page, shows new project, shows you use an ASP.NET MVC2 web application. Let's call it CodeGo Web UI. Add it to source control. Create a test project automatically. Now we have the solution here. Oh, we have to check in it in the source control first. So just click OK here. Now the projects are added to the source control. And here we have the Solution Explorer where we have 2 projects. I will check in this. Initial check in. And of course here I can associate different SDL work items or the other work items as I choose to, so I can have a good traceability between what I checked in and why I did it. So for example, if I want to open my SDL task, I can get the query here, and here I have the SDL task. And I can choose to associate them with this check-in if I want to. I do check-in. I go back here, and now I hope that we have some more SDL tasks when I click refresh. Yes. And this SDL task is the SDL task that was added when I added a sprint. So you see here, for example, that I have now new SDL tasks should be for every sprint, and I have the bucket SDL task that I can choose to do in different order. And see here that we see that the bucket task has also a deadline, so you have to do it before the deadline. So before I get the SDL task for the project I checked in, I will show you how to triage a security bug in Team Financial Server. So we go back to the Team Explorer, go to the work items, create a new work items of titled bug. The most common problem detection in web UI. And we have a tab here called security, and here we can triage our security bugs. So the first thing we want to do is, of course, is this a security bug or not? And this is probably the security bug, and it was a SQL script injection. And as you see here, the bug bar rating is trying to do an objective analysis of the security bug and get the right level of rating of it. So now it's just 4, but I have only set the cause. The effect then. The effect is that I get an information disclosure, and the information disclosure is on the server because I can read things from the server to the client. And here we see that the bug bar rating is high for this kind of bugs. I will go back to the OpenSDL and see if we have any more now. And now we see we have many more SDL tasks, and that's SDL task for this particular project. So you see, for example, we have SDL tasks to use cat.net that Johan will show later, and we have many of these different kind of tasks. And one very interesting task here is complete threat modeling for a new feature. So let me show the SDL threat modeling tool that we also have. So I will start this SDL model threat 2 here. And this is a free download. So here you have the SDL modeling tool. And we have 4 different functions in the tool.